Rangiora A&P Show 2025. 11 traction engines are on display. To the unassuming person, this looks like an ordinary display of engines. However, the engines on show have travelled to Rangiora for two reasons. One, for being part of the display at the show itself, and the other, Charlie. Fresh from an overhaul and a 16-year absence, this was Charlie's debut show. Since the last film about Charlie returning to Steam, the Winter family, along with several others, have been working around the clock to get Charlie over the line and done for the show. Charlie, or Burrell 3975, is an 8 horsepower double crank compound and was built on the 29th of May 1924. Once upon a time, Charlie worked hauling a thrashing machine and staff around North Canterbury. Later, in the 50s, she ended up powering the bench in a sawmill on the west coast. By the early 60s, Charlie was back in Canterbury and was purchased in 1965 by Alan Greer and Tom Bray. Alan later bought all shares in the engine and it's still in the family to this day. However, she's now owned by his son Kevin Greer and daughter Sharon Winter. In celebration of their achievement, Ken Redman with Burrell 3348 Southern Cross and Phil Kerr with 3229 Duke of Canterbury steamed over from Ferniehurst Estate Burrell Sanctuary near West Melton. Thomas Kyle with Burrell 3255 steamed over from Lincoln, and Caleb Riley with Burrell 3049, Ben Calder with McLaren 792 and Corey Mackay with the Sentinel steam truck came from Halkett. The other engines in attendance live more locally to the show. Since a bunch of engines have gathered in Rangiora, it seems only fitting to organise a road run to correspond with the gathering. The original plan was to do a run to Oxford via Glentui and Ashley Gorge. However, high winds were forecast and due to the fire risk, it was decided to change the route and destination. Ken Redman explains.
Good morning, I'm Ken Redman. For those of you who don't know me, if you're lucky. We're just here with Southern Cross this morning. We're going to go from Rangiora Showgrounds here. We were at the A&P Show yesterday. Quite a good turnout. Most people were here, and we're going to shoot over to Mandeville for lunch. And from there we'll go back to Southbrook, where we've got the engine park there. Then next weekend we'll make our way up to the Embley A&P Show for the weekend. So, yep, and we'll be on Southern Cross, me and Leanne, and hopefully have a good day out.
A row of traction engines all waking up side by side will never not be special. This is the time when everything is made ready. Unlike a tractor or a car, getting a traction engine ready takes a couple of hours to bring to temperature and generate enough steam to hit the road. First out the gate is Caleb and Brendan Riley, heading back to Halkett. As the Burrell is a 2-speed, They've decided to leave early and get a head start.
I wonder if old mates ever doing that one down south. You guys got it,
Next is Archie Calder and Nina Jarman on McLaren 1266. A calm before the storm, as Charlie sits ready to go. Eight horses galloping past the Rangiora racecourse. Next along is 10-horse Burrell 3130, driven and steered by Alison Sam Hawkins. Lucky last is 10-horse McLaren 771, driven and steered by Hamish Wiley and Jeff Pearce. In the lead is Foster Tractor number 3456, driven and steered by Gary and Logan Heron. Arriving at Mandeville, and the platform pub awaits. The engines park up on the site of the old railway station, detach from their huts, and cruise over to the pub light engine. Although a relatively short dash from Rangiora, it has been a successful run for all parties, and what better place to celebrate our success than a pub?
Well, we made it to Mandeville, hour and 20 minutes, 7 engines, and no problems that I know of. Well, I didn't have any anyway, so, and now we're just going to go and have something to eat and enjoy a little bit of sunshine and the company of all our fellow steam fellas. Great. Okay, Liam, let's go.